Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves a Scrap, and I'm coming to you from down under. Today is Thursday, so that means it's keeping it simple sometimes. Today I've chosen to do this layout, which is really very easy. It looks great, but it's easy to do. It's just cutting the paper into strips and layering it up, and some fussy cutting. I have this title which is already pre-made, which we're just going to colour up. I have my photo, and it's a single 5x7 photo. It's of my daughter at her sister's birthday, being a fool as usual. I'm using some pink cardstock, and I'm using the amazing range called Indie Rose from Unmistable Creations to create this layout. And as you can see, the colours are just beautiful, and I am going to use that one there to cut into strips, which I'm going to distress. This one here is going to be my background. And as I said, it's from the Indie Rose collection, and it's so beautiful. The colours are just gorgeous. I am going to cut some of these elements out and use them on the layout, as well as on this one here as well. So the fussy cutting is the hardest part of this layout, and it does take time, but it is worth it when you build your page. Alright, so let's get started. And as I said, it is a very simple layout. I'm not even putting a border on this one. I'm just using my paper as my base. I'm cutting it down to 11 by 9.5, and I'm doing the same with the strips. I'm going to cut them down to 11, and then I have them as 2-inch strips, and I need 5 of those. So that's the basis of what we need to do. That's as pretty much as the most paper that you need. And the hardest part is I'm distressing them. Now, you don't have to distress them. You can keep them plain if you like, but I'm distressing them just to add a little bit of texture to the layout. If you don't have a distressing tool, you can use the edgy scissors to do it, or you can use your nail. So I'm using old paper and spun sugar in the distress oxide stains, and I'm spraying that onto my title, and I'm layering it up to give it a layered effect. I have cut out the middle there, which I'm using to double frame my photo, and I have fussy cut all the elements off screen, so you don't need to see me doing that. That's the longest part of the layout, is the fussy cutting. Alright, so now I'm just layering up my strips here, as you can see, and this is how quick and easy this layout comes together. You just layer them using your 2 outers to set up the level that you want it to be, and then you can work inwards. And these are just beautiful papers to work with, and Melissa Kennedy, who has created them, does some amazing work, and these papers are just beautiful. This strip here that looks like corrugated paper was out of the printables page, and I fussy cut that. So I'm just layering it up to see how it's going to go, and as you can see, I'm using this as a strip across there. And I'm using foam tape to pop the photo up off the background to add it some dimension and give it some depth to the layout. And that's going over here to the right. And then I'm going to put in the title and a tag just to finish off with a little saying. I'm calling this Perfectly Imperfect because this is my daughter. She can't help herself. She just likes to photobomb where she can, and she thinks I'm not going to take the photo. I did. I have it. I therefore get to scrap it. She is a funny girl. That's my eldest daughter's birthday, with her husband standing with her, and we were all laughing at how silly my youngest is. So all of these elements have come out of the printables page, and I've just fussy cut them. I'm popping up this bracket here with foam tape to give it some dimension, and the same with the flowers. I'm just layering them up to build that corner cluster. I've gone with one single corner cluster. That's very easy to do, and it's just a matter of playing with the flowers and tucking them in behind each other. I have fussy cut out these feathers, which I'm using them to create a boho effect on this layout. And I also fussy cut these buttons. So off screen I have glued them all into place, and you can see that with the buttons I'm using foam tape to pop them up as well. That gives it that dimension, that gives it that texture to the layout and makes it stand out. To finish it off, I'm adding in some Nuvo drops, and these ones are white pearl, and I'm putting them into 3 sets of 3, which is really important. and that sets up your eye roaming around that cluster and drags your eye from the top to the bottom of the photo. Using these shimmers, I'm just adding some sparkle to the middle of the flowers, and that just adds some interest to the page as well. And that's how simple and easy this page is. I am just writing in whose birthday it is and the year, so that when anyone sees this layout, they'll know what's going on. Of course, I could have put some journaling, which I will on the back of this layout. I often journal on the back of my layouts if I don't want them to be distracting from the front. So this is my daughter's birthday, as I said. I've used the wonderful Indie Rose collection, and you can see how the colours have all married together nicely to create such a very simple but effective layout. The hardest part, of course, was the fussy cutting, but that only is a matter of practice and time. And you can see how this all came up and pulled together to create such an effective layout. One cluster just layered, some up on tape to give depth, others are flat against the layout, so it gives that staggered effect. And there you have this layout, which is keeping it simple on a Thursday here with Kathy Loves to Scrap. So I'm hoping that something here inspired you, something here encourages you to go and have a play. Use some of your papers to create this simple layout. If you like it, take a screenshot and have a go at it yourself. Remember, these videos are short and sharp. Multiply them by about 3, and that's about how long it takes to create this simple layout. And as you can see, it came together quite easily. It's an effective layout, it's simple, it's clean. And remember, I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. If you like it, give me a like. It lets YouTube know that you want to see more of this content. And thank you if you've already subscribed. If you haven't already, it costs you nothing. Just hit the button, and then you'll know when Keep It Simple on Thursday comes around again. I can be found on Instagram under Kathy Loves to Scrap, where all my layouts end up. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Happy scrapping!